Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play, where we're diving right back into Elite Zoo South to continue our upward trajectory. Honestly, I feel so good about where things stand right now. In fact, I forgot we were above 50k as far as finances was concerned, so I'm feeling even better now than I did when I first loaded the game in. So let's dive on in to Elite Zoo South. There's a lot to get done today. Super excited to add on a new animal finally. It's been a couple of episodes, so again, thank you for your patience. It's a really different pace at Elite Zoo South compared to Elite Zoo North, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I prefer one over the other, but I'm definitely enjoying this pace as well. It's its own set of challenges and whatnot, but it's coming together nicely, and I'm really excited to dive into today's time lapse though, because it has been some time since we've added a completely new animal. Babies notwithstanding, of course, and I've had this plan sort of building for so long now. Well, I actually had to make a modification to it recently, but I'll touch on that during the time lapse. But I've been working on this plan for so long now. I'm kind of curious to see if it can be executed the way I had in mind, and I'm curious to see, obviously, everyone's thoughts and reactions and stuff as well. Now, the reason why I've paused actually is because I wanted to do something really quickly over here before I moved onwards with anything else, and that was yes, here it is. So this was suggested to me a while ago, that rather than having these steps be a little wonky, which has been bothering me, I should be able to, let's go ahead and get rid of these. I hope it doesn't break anything permanently. Hold on, does that just work? No, it doesn't. I should be able to get rid of these, and I should be able to angle snap you, or maybe not. Strange. Should at least be able to reduce the length here, I guess, and that'll make it fit more nicely. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. I wish that, there we go. The snapping was stopping me from seeing clearly. No, so what does it do if I max it out? Okay, so it looks like it's not changing because I've already got this piece up over here. So let's start from the bottom if we can. Can we? Will the game let me? No, it doesn't like that piece is over there still. Okay, so if I do this, just trying to see if we can't get this shape to be, quote unquote perfect. While also trying to make sure that we don't lose what we had earlier, if that's the only thing that'll work. Oh, come on, game, you know what I want. Just straight. No, don't curve. Where is the curve slopes checkbox? Turn you off. There we go. So this won't work because the width is too high. Let's go ahead and drop it down to 4. All right, there we go. So let's see. If I do that... Well, I mean, that's ugly, obviously. So that doesn't fly. But if I do this, hook you up over here, like that, I suppose. Flip you around, and then... No. Flip you around. Then go down this way. Nope, that doesn't do the trick. Let's see. I just want to see if we can figure this out. I'm going to give it a couple more attempts here, and if we can't, then so be it. Oh, I see. That might be what we need. Though at the end of the day, isn't it the same deal? Like, whether I do it one step at a time or a bunch of steps at a time, isn't it the same overall distance versus height? Yeah, that's not going to make a difference. That's not going to make a difference. Is it? No. So I'm not sure what the suggestion here was, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. So if you have further clarification, feel free to bring that over my way, but for now I'm going to go ahead and undo everything we did there. Return this to its previous state and stick with that. There's a reason why I didn't want to do that with a time lapse. The reason is that I wanted to experiment with it and see if it would work. And if it didn't work, then I wanted to address that right away rather than have the question in the air for the rest of the duration of the time lapse. But yeah, let me know what y'all were suggesting. Many of y'all were suggesting that there is a way to smooth this out, but that seems to not be the case. In which case, what we'll do is we'll mask it so it feels fine, because what we can't see won't hurt us, I guess is one way of putting it. Anyway, that's only one thing that we'll be tackling at some point, hopefully today / in the nearish future. Missy Good needs to be renamed as well. I think I missed this name suggestion somehow, but caught it from the previous episode's comments. Missy Good is now Monkey Bread. Excellent. And then on top of that, I also got a name suggestion for the iguanas. We are going to go with, Iguana Cabana. Close enough. The honorable mention suggestion goes with Iguantanamo Bay, which, I mean, a little dark, but also funny. It's always tough for me to pick suggestions because there's always so many good suggestions. There were for the Missy Good and also for the, what is now Iguana Cabana, I guess, if we want to make it, rhyme. But again, it's always a hard time picking, so I appreciate all the suggestions that come through. It's always a joyous occasion for me as well, just to see all the wonderful examples that come through, and then being able to go back and spot them, many episodes down the line when we come back to some of these older spots and go down memory lane, as it were. It's always that extra layer of enjoyment, I find. Like coming across Crocodoodoo every once in a while will be great fun. Anyway, so what else are we doing over here? I think I'm good to hit play. We're good to let time move forward a little bit. There will definitely be a time lapse today, but you know what? Why not? Let's hit play. Let's let wealth accumulate a little bit. Let's take care of our Baird's Tapir situation as well, and then when we get into the time lapse, which will probably be in, I would say about halfway through this episode. I'm not going to leave it right until the end. Maybe about halfway through the episode, if even that. We'll definitely get the new enclosure done. We'll try to also get this completed in one swoop, because they are sort of one piece in many ways. They are one connected area. I don't know if I'll be treating them separately or if I'll be treating them as a unit as far as construction is concerned. Now, overall guest happiness is through the roof as well. The one thing that just occurred to me I do need to check on, again, as a result of the comments, on which note I should mention. First of all, yeah, okay, we do have auto-renewal on. I should mention, folks, as always, if you've been enjoying the series, you want to see it continue, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. Again, and as always, not only do I look at the number of likes and comments to get a quick read on what people are interested in watching more or less of on the channel, but it also gives me an idea of what people think about various facets, what your opinion is on things like, I saw quite a few of you mention that this water jet doesn't quite do it for you. And I don't disagree. So it gives me an opportunity to come back and review some of the decisions I've made and adjust some of the decisions I've made. Or otherwise, also it's an opportunity to just share your own thoughts, opinions, anecdotes, stories, experiences, whatever it might be. I do read through all the comments. It brings me a lot of fun and joy to do so. And it gives me, again, some idea about what y'all are thinking, how y'all feel about various things, such as our execution of these wave tops and whatnot. I've also seen many sort of not be big fans of our rooftop canopies. I'm sort of like right down the middle with regards to them, but I did get some other ideas going, both from just myself and also from the comments that we'll be experimenting with. I definitely don't like these ropes, if I'm completely honest. So we'll mess around with this stuff in the future. I don't want to focus on this too much today, but there are a couple of things I want to touch on over here before we get into our time lapse. There is some construction work I'll be doing without a time lapse today as well, just so we can, again, I like having the different flows, if you will. I feel like, hold on a second before we start getting some fighting going on over here. I feel like having time lapse and non-time lapse construction is a good way to make sure that, well, it's a good way to have different types of conversations, I suppose, is the way I'd put it. Now, what are we going to be doing over here? So as Tenok comes of age, we will be sending in, well, let's go ahead and make sure our other Baird's Tapir here is, there we go, Nahuatl. We need to go ahead and move you into quarantine, right? So that gets taken care of before we bring her in, right? Nahuatl is, yes, a female Baird's Tapir. We're going to keep Tenok, who also has great genes. If we compare, oh, interesting. If we compare you and see the potential results, I mean, these are very promising potential results. And Nahuatl is a gold-rated Baird's Tapir, so that should mean better donations and stuff as well, more general interest from the guests. So basically just keeping an eye on Tenuk here, getting out of the water, because at that point we'll be able to, well, once Tenuk leaves the water, he will mature, as it often is in the real world, I guess. So just waiting for that to happen again. I don't want any infighting or anything, but I do also want to make sure that that is what's going to happen. I mean, this is adorable. One last meal together as a family. You're inches off, really. Come on now. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. I love these animals. I love these tapirs. I was really hoping this would happen a lot faster, but I guess it just went from swimming to eating without considering adulting in between. There we go. Alright, cool. So, we need to get rid of both of you. Enter the trade center. And you're the trade center. Looked like they were just about to start fighting, in fact. Once that quarantine is done with, we'll bring them back, or we'll bring her in here, and that should be good for us in many ways. Just checking on enrichment really quickly. I want to make sure that the plant screen is gone as well. I'm just getting rid of the old toys because animals will get bored. Again, in hard difficulty, animals get bored of their toys if they've been around them for too long. So just managing that a little bit as well. Waiting again for the quarantine to be completed over there. And while we're doing that, let's come back over here and continue our discussion about construction in real time as opposed to time-lapse time. Oh, you know, that's offspring. No, don't tell me the quarantine finished as I'm about to resume here. Right, yeah, so to me, again, it brings in a different type of conversation. It brings in a different, like, they're two, time-lapse versus regular speed are two very different ways of talking about what's going on, and I find they also elicit two different styles of responses as well with regards to, you know, the conversation that happens in the comments and whatnot. And I enjoy the variety. It also gives me more things to sort of consider and more ways to go about things, which I'm personally a fan of. I think variety is the spice of life, and so I try to maintain some of that. So yeah, I just want to do a little bit of stuff here as far as construction is concerned in regular speed. Now, what we want to do over here is that I think, what I think is happening, and some of y'all mentioned this in the comments too, is that the guests are considering these stalls to actually not be entirely covered because of this little black section that's sticking out over here. And I'm hoping that by covering that up, we'll be able to see a better response. And if we are, then that's fantastic, right? And of course, before I'm able to even get started there, because it's just the way I am, this quarantine gets completed, so let's go ahead and move Nahuatl all the way over to Pachamama's garden. And again, that should be really good for us. And their babies are going to be wonderful for us, I think. I will need to rename them as well. I want to make sure I don't forget to do that before more babies arrive. Enoch, you are the dad-to-be. And then when Nahuatl arrives, we'll go ahead and get the renaming done there. For now, though, let's try and stay focused at least for a little bit. Oh, by the way, I really like how that lighting looks, right? It has that, it has a little bit of an otherworldly quality to it. It's not overstated. It feels, you know, natural in its own way as well, though obviously it's not. Oh, what's the deal here? Ooh. Whoops. Go ahead and get that situation fixed up. There we go. Wow. Added a lot without putting in the work zones. Can't find an accessible staff room with space. Okay, that's a different problem altogether. I wonder if this should have been a large staff room instead. We can upgrade it. We have the money for it now. I could do that. Some people are in here right now, it looks like. Yeah. Alright, well, maybe we should consider that. Again, we have the money for it now, right? So, staff room, large. Hopefully it will snap to the, It should snap to the to the path, fine. Go ahead and remove you. Bit of an upgrade, right? Upgrades happen. That's nature of the beast. This had better take on the path. Oh, come on now. Don't do this to me, game. Right. It would probably help to have the door on the right side. There we go. Gotta rotate that to the right angle, by which I don't mean a right angle, but the correct angle. Come on now. Look at me, that messy, weird shape. That works a bit better for me. We'll need to adjust the terraforming here a little bit. Not the end of the world, though. We have these 2 windows back over here. And we have the 1 window facing forward, right? Yeah. That works for me. Let's go ahead and put you down. Done. And again, we're going to be adjusting the terrain over here in the nearish future, right? So, not too worried about the shape at present. But I do want to make sure that you are in the South America work zone. I also want to make sure that our center work zone includes you. Huh. Missed a couple spots, didn't I? That should do the trick. Cool. That should be fine. Oh, of course. Alright. Undo that. Not the end of the world. My apologies, folks. I think I've got flattened terrain. There we go. That now should do the trick. If I can just find myself again. There we go. Over here. Up a little bit. That should be about good enough. Close, I'm sure. Got the doors on the wrong side, obviously. Alright, here we go. Pull you down, pull you over. Won't take much longer. Excellent. Raise it up a little bit so it's flat. Yep. Yeah, sure. I think that's about as good as it'll get. Fine by me. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we've got a little hovering staff room. Go ahead and adjust the terrain right off the bat here. And we'll be putting, like I said, we'll be putting in rocks and stuff to make it work. Make it a snug fit. But that's something that can wait until later. That's something that can wait until later. I do want to build a little platform for it and stuff like that. Maybe even some supports. It definitely needs some supports to be, you know, physically possible. So don't worry about that. That's definitely coming. Work zones. Here we go. South America. Go ahead and add you. Done. That should make a world of difference. Hopefully. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Adopt exhibit species. Wonderful. Go ahead and claim that. Don't mind if I do. And what are we looking at here? What's going on here? Low welfare. Why is that? Social stress, eh? Right, so this has been brought up a couple times and keeps slipping my mind, so I'm glad this happened because it's a good reminder for me to go ahead and put down the, come on now. What's it called? Do not disturb. I was like, quiet please, silence sign. I couldn't remember what it was called. Do not disturb. Let's go ahead and get a couple of these down. Hopefully it'll help the animals relax a little bit. Down over here, like so. Go. Go ahead and put another one over here, I think. Like so. We want to encourage this across the whole space, right? And we want to keep the spikes exposed as well, I would say. If he tries anything funny over here. And let's go ahead and put you over here as well. And this might be overkill if I'm completely honest, but I'd rather that than have the animals be stressed out. So that should keep them quiet. Also been suggested that we get some ambience going on, and I believe that is also facilities. Right. Ambient speaker. Let's go ahead and put you down over where? I would put you down over here, like where it would, you know, most likely be most stressful. I mean, guests aren't going to mind it either. And let's go ahead and use Frogs of the Jungle. Jungle at night, rain, South American jungle. Sure. Let's do South American jungle. No power. Right, that's because our power ends right there. The end of the world, it is close enough. Hopefully, that's the last we'll see of stress. Now it's only January. We've already made 500 bucks over here, 100 bucks over here. I mean, like, yeah, money's looking fine. Money's looking good. Money's looking good. Now, with all of that taken care of, are we finally, for real, going to be able to work on this like I've wanted to do for the last, like, 20 or so minutes? I hope so. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to cover this front space up. I want to do it in a different tone of wood, and that's something we're going to explore a little bit of as well before we dive into our time-lapse is... what makes this so interesting to me is that it has various tones or hues or colors of wood, however you want to put it. And that breaks up the pattern a little bit, and we can probably replicate that up top as well. I just want to make sure I use the right kinds of wood to do that is the only thing. You know, like the right level of quality of wood, I suppose. Like, it's got to match the aesthetic. I feel like this might work. I don't know if it's the right size, though. Definitely not. Oh, or actually we could do... let's try this. It's not the worst, but you can see the difference in, like, textural quality, right? Like, one of these is a lot smoother, has a finish, if you will, and the other one is a lot more rough, and is, you know, as such, doesn't have a finish, so to speak. I think I'm okay with the variance here, though. It's not jarring or ugly or anything like that, but if we do that, now what do the guests think? Went up from 74 to 79, might go a little bit higher as well. Maybe. The marginal increase. It is an increase. It's like, it is fully covered otherwise. I also find it hilarious the number of you that were just like, I don't understand how guests find this to be less attractive than what we had before with, like, the macaroni xenomorphs. And I agree. What are the guests thinking here? It's okay, they're allowed their opinions, right? Everyone's allowed an opinion, even if it's the wrong one. Now, over here, unfortunately, these pieces can't be recolored, but we should be able to find pieces that are similar but different. I don't know which pieces we're going to use. Because I need, that's the thing, there's so many factors here. It needs to be thin. It needs to be the right length and width, which they typically sort of all are. They all share similar properties as far as that's concerned. Like this, yeah, would be a viable replacement piece. And what we would do is we would change it to being, you know, slightly off. I'm tempted to pull up Photoshop so I can be like close but slightly off. But you can see how this then will allow us to... Can I actually align to surface? Oh yeah, there we go. So this, I'm excited, will allow us to add a bit more color variety, and we can do something thematic. We can do it like, for example, the higher up it is, the lighter it is, right, to make it feel like seafoam or something like that. In fact, we could even go so far as to make it a little artificial. That is something we're trying to avoid, but, like, you know, bleaching the wood, not going white, but going like that kind of a thing, where it's not white per se, but it is lighter and it kind of matches some of these tones. Like, we can do that, and that actually is an exciting prospect with regards to how we can modify the look of the waves. Yes, look at that. Already, I think at least, let me know if y'all feel differently, but 1,000 times more interesting to look at now that we have some tonal variety, right? I think that's what's going to make this space really stand out and look really nice when I come through with another time lapse. I don't think doing all of this in real time is going to be fun for any of us, Well, I mean, I guess in some ways it makes no difference to me because it's not like when I'm time-lapsing, it's not like time actually goes by quickly for me, but I don't think that this is as fun to watch in real time as it would be in time-lapse. But you can see, yeah. See, I feel like we've got something going on over here now, you know? And if we can distribute this properly, we can get that spread right and use that variation, I wouldn't say sparingly, but appropriately. I think we're going to end up with a beautiful end product. Really quite pleased. Accomplished this, 4-star conservation rating, wonderful. Very happy to see that. Looks like our tour here is done. Ooh, Budiwati is not happy. What is wrong, buddy? Ain't pretty pleased to me. My enrichment is just a touch low, but shouldn't be the end of the world. Oh, getting bored of all those sprinklers. I guess they technically count as being within the enclosure. There's this one as well. So fine, let's go ahead and get rid of you. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. And let's go ahead and take a look at Croc Toys. A large ball, why not? Ah yes, Australian rules football. This is what you mean, right? Playing football with saltwater crocodiles? Honestly, it might as well be. For the record, I know what Australian rules football is. It's a joke. Just to be clear. That's one thing, which I think is nice for these guys. I don't know if that's enough. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Well, then we'll just keep it at one large ball for now. What is wrong with you? Can't find an accessible staff room with space. Really? Do I need 2 staff rooms down here? No, you're trying to get to this other one, aren't you? Staff PR course is the bump. Oh yeah, no. That's weird. He's still looking for his old staff room? Alright, let's... No work zone, or rather center work zone. Give it a second. And then South America. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, we've got this sorted out. What's going on here? He's stuck trying to go to the old... This is the keeper hut, yeah. He's stuck trying to go to the old staff room, which doesn't exist. Keeper cannot reach habitat. What? Possibility to work zone setup. Okay, so that just went away. Good. I wonder if this all just needs to reset. Get into llama lane habitat. Okay, weird. People are able to get in here fine. Go ahead and take a look at work zones again. South America includes all of this. Yes, we are fine here. Center shouldn't include any of this stuff. We've given it this as a plus. Let's go ahead and add this as well. And this, let's share the load a little bit, as it were, and see if that helps. You're not stuck on the stairs, are you? Okay, if I move you over to here, then what happens? Same thing with you. Maybe they're stuck on the stairs for some reason. Ah, there we go. You're gonna go rest. And you're gonna go rest as well. Weird, but hey, you know what? Whatever. It's fine now. Fine now. Alright, so. Again, not complete. One thing, I mean, I've just to clarify something for anybody who's joining with Elite Zoo South and wasn't here for the Elite Zoo North experience. Nothing is ever complete, is my kind of like motto, if you will. There are only different degrees of acceptable, if you will. There's always room to go back and revisit something. There's always time to explore modifications to some things. Whenever I move forward with an idea, or whenever I call an idea done, what I mean is I'm satisfied with it in its current state, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's finished. I believe with this kind of like creative stuff, potentially to a detriment, I believe that there's never really an end to it. You can keep coming back and keep making tweaks, and that is something I do a fair bit of. And the only reason I'm addressing it right now, or the only reason I'm mentioning it right now, is because I saw some of y'all mention, like, oh, you know, we could change this, we could change that. And what I'm saying is, absolutely. And I'm welcoming that conversation, by the way. I'm not trying to say stop it. I'm saying, yes, keep at it. Because there's always time and room and opportunity to revisit things we've quote-unquote, again, completed, so to speak, before. Alright, gotta use a different piece for this so we can maintain the aesthetic, but also have it be the right size. Oh, come on, come on. You know what I want. Just, there we go. Of course, it's upside down, not that that actually matters, but there we go. One piece. And of course, it's also wonky at the end there, so that's not ideal. Is there not? I guess this piece will do the trick. Hopefully. No, it's really not flat, is it? Though I do like the wavy look. I do like the wavy look. Doesn't do the trick. I could use this piece instead. And similar kind of tone to the cover piece of the others. A little more rough around the edges, but doable, workable. Right, I wouldn't mind using this piece, and I think that is what we're going to end up doing. Water wheel plank might work as well. Yeah, that looks like it's about the right size. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Cool. We'll have to just double it over. And then we should be able to duplicate these a couple times. And what I'll probably end up doing is putting down like signs and stuff like that. Keeper cannot reach exhibit. What is going on? How did I... Where did I... When did I mess this up? And, how can I solve it? Okay. Why can you not get here? Keeper cannot reach. I wish it would tell me which keeper. Is it? Alright, let's see. Have we permanently broken the stairs here? Let's see if this guy gets stuck again. Yep. Okay, that guy didn't get stuck though. Guests aren't getting stuck. Okay, let's see if this guy gets stuck. No, he's fine. I think what might have happened is that, never seen this happen before, but I think what might have happened is, like, staff that had this already registered a certain way as, like, their patrol, if you will, whatever you want to call it, maybe didn't register, the change we made didn't register properly or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it might have been, but looks like just nudging them around a little bit has fixed the problem. We'll keep an eye out on that, but I'm glad to at least see or have something of an idea as to what's causing it. Definitely something that needs solving, though. 61%, eh? Man. These guests don't know what's good for them. They do not know of the macaroni xenomorph. They do not know. Alright, let's go ahead and nudge you in a little bit. There we go. A little bit lower. A little bit over. Use beautiful to describe the end result. Again, possibly a little bit of a stronger word than it deserves, but hey. Everybody and everything deserves to be called beautiful from time to time. Even if it is just a bunch of wood panels that kind of overlap and kind of jitter a little bit. Why are you not cooperating with me? Let's lower you a bit. Yeah. Go ahead and lower these guys too. I mean, it doesn't help as much as I'd hoped, but I started it, so I wanted to finish it. And the other thing I want to do as well is, yeah, get the ramp, or not the ramp, sorry, but the like more posts down over here or something. Why are you? You weren't doing this last time. Why now? Come on now. Doesn't want to work, does it? I mean, from high enough up, it doesn't do it, which is fine. I guess I'm getting a little too tunnel visioned over here. Cuzco is about to mature. There you go, guys. Very popular llama of ours. Go ahead and put a couple more of these down. I am very much preferring how this space is looking with again this coloration done. I can't help myself from doing it a little bit more before we dive into our time lapse. I don't know why I'm doing that. We should just go into our time lapse. Oh, actually, you know what? I do want to check. Since I'm on a roll here with that, I just want to see if it does enough up over here. I've seen, again, I think I mentioned this earlier as well, I've seen a few folks mention that you're not really a fan of the rooftop kind of grid of these bushes. For me, it was kind of like a 50-50 split. I like the idea of it. I feel like the pieces that I want aren't really available, which is, you know, a different type of bummer entirely. I could keep the lattice up for now, and we can modify it afterwards, you know, if and when the time comes. And another thing we can do is, again, this has been brought up, is another thing we can do is we can add a bit more visual interest by just, like, adding some more gaps and things like that. Like, we can go ahead and do this kind of a thing, and it just makes the space feel a bit more varied, which I wholeheartedly agree with. There we go. Do something like that. So from up on high, it doesn't cover everything. It feels like there's something going on. So that's one thing. It feels a little weird to have it everywhere except for over here, so let's just go ahead and balance that out a little bit. There we go, and maybe some over here. Sure. Right, so now we've got, again, an interesting structure going on, and let's go ahead and see if we can't make this look nice as well. Let's see. Sure, we can add it to the group. Boom. And boom, there we go. More over here. Excellent. Some up over here as well. And I think what's really going to make this area and this idea work is going to be how much time we spend in picking and choosing the right spots for the right colors and things like that. That specificity is going to go a long way in making this execution work. Now, I want to touch on another thing, actually. I saw, at least some of you mentioned, jokingly, how I talked about managing my part count and how this is like the antithesis of that. At Elite Zoo North, we had some really wild constructs. In particular, when we added the elephants, we built this like elephant temple themed thing, which was inspired by like South Indian architectural styles and whatnot. I feel like that alone had twice as many pieces as the entirety of Elite Zoo South does so far. So that's what I mean. A little bit of intricacy here and there is fine, I think. But I do want to be cognizant of it, so I don't mind the warning. But just to give you an example of this scale we're talking about, I would suggest if you haven't seen our elephant enclosure from Elite Zoo North, then do not hesitate. Check that out for some reference. Yeah, see, I'm gonna stop this here because I'm gonna get carried away otherwise and spend the rest of this session just adding planks of wood one piece at a time. But that's starting to feel a bit more alive, and we can play around with other colors too. We can play around with things like blues and whatnot. I'm like, how does that look? Huh? It looks like water. It loses that natural side of it, but it looks like water. And if we do this, we could probably also get rid of this lattice structure. I mean, I do like how it looks, I'm not gonna lie, but it no longer serves a function per se, apart from the supports underneath. You know what? I do actually quite like the lattice structure. It casts these shadows. It gives us an opportunity to hang some vines and stuff. We can maybe build a mesh or something up top. I don't know. I feel like there's something here. I feel like, let's leave it for now. We can always again, right? We're gonna come back to it. We're gonna make edits. We're gonna make adjustments. We'll come back to it. But I am quite pleased with this and how this starts to look and how this starts to feel in bringing this space some more variety and depth and life. But I am curious to hear what y'all have to say. I'm just so tempted. Every time I look at it, I was like, oh, but I could add a little piece over here and a little piece over there. But no, come on, party. Another time. Work for another time. There'll be plenty of time to get that kind of stuff done. Looks like our staff problems have been solved. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what happened, is they didn't realize the path had updated. Buddy here is still idling. Of course it's a snooze fest. You're not doing anything. What do you expect? Multiple animals here have low welfare. That is, of course, because of the massive number of animals. Sorry, I meant to say all except for 2 of you. The trade center. Do a quick call the keeper here. We do a quick round to see any animals that need putting away. Gonna do that. Oops, down over here as well. Because we might as well make that little bit of extra money before we begin the time lapse, which we're about to do in just a moment's time. Go ahead and check you out as well. And actually, since we're here, wouldn't mind doing one more thing. Mega and Tamon. Great names. Wouldn't mind doing one more thing. Wow, all females except for Wacian, or Wacian, I'm not sure. Go ahead and move all you away, there we go. Pregnant, so more babies coming soon. But yeah, what I wanted to do was get our path here. That won't let me, will it? Of course not, why would it? Align to grid. No. Oh, come on, game. So strange. It's so strange in how it, like... won't let me connect. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Could it be... Not gonna be one of these. Alright, let's try this, I suppose. There. Hopefully it's not going to hurt our income. Because it's technically cut off the connection there. But hopefully it'll be fine. And the reason for doing this is... Oh no. Not going to let me line it up over here. That's not going to make a difference. I don't know if that's gonna fly. Nothing to cancel here. Unless it's this entire piece. We're doing it live. Let's figure it out if it works. No, then we're gonna have problems over here. Game. I don't understand you sometimes. Why? 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 That's frustrating. Okay, what if we increase the size? Then can we get at least a nice kind of shape going on over here? No, it's hideous. Ugh, well, okay. Well, let's go ahead and undo all that then. I tried. But apparently it's just not an option. Yeah, it wants to snap over here, eh? Yeah. Alright. It's just, it would be nice to allow guests to flow, because right now they have to go, then come back and around, or go forth and around, so it would have been nice to have the option to just go by. You know, like go check it out and then go around and move on to the other one and whatnot, but the game says no. The game says no. But enough about that, folks. I think it's time to dive on into our time lapse. We've been monkeying around for long enough. It's time to get down to some serious monkey business instead. We've got 76k in the bank, so money is looking good. Guest happiness is looking good. Education is a little bit poor now for some reason, but we'll try and sort that out as we build our new expansion. No real alerts or anything to worry about. say hello to a few people after the time lapse. That's fine. And nothing to worry about over here either. I think we're okay overall. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I think we're good to dive into our time lapse. Yes, folks, it's time lapse time. All right, folks. This time lapse has me so very pleased. Going into it, I was a little concerned about about so many things. I was worried about what I wanted to execute aesthetically. I didn't know if it was not just going to be good, but if it was even going to be possible. I wasn't sure about, again, this is a relatively complicated walk-in enclosure. I wasn't sure if it was going to work properly, if the animal was going to have 1,000 escape routes. I mean, I like to think that our experimentation at Elite Zoo North has left me a bit more, well, a little traumatized, but at least a little bit more aware of sort of common issues to look to. At least some of them when it comes to Planet Zoo, and more on that later after the time lapse this session. But without giving anything away, things end up working out a lot better than I'd initially anticipated, and that really has me extremely pleased. Now, the plan for this enclosure, in terms of a theme and an idea and whatnot, apart from this area, which is kind of like the antechamber, if you will, into the Capuchin enclosure. Apart from this area, which we are working on a little bit right now, as you can see, I wanted the space to feel like an archaeological dig, an archaeological expedition, perhaps. It's actually been brought up in the comments as well as doing South America is a great opportunity to do something like that. It'd be great if we did something like that. And it's been in the back of my mind since before Elite Zoo South even started as a series on the channel. When I did my coverage of the South America DLC many months ago now, it feels like, I had a similar idea, and I wanted to evolve that. Initially, I didn't want to do any repeats or anything like that, but the idea back then didn't work properly because of how certain structures weren't climbable. So it ended up being, well, I don't even know why I'm talking about it so much. It's irrelevant. It's a whole different thing. But basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create an archaeological dig site where something new has been uncovered. And I felt like with enough verticality to it, it would be really interesting. Because the standard thing to do is to build like a jungle gym or have a lot of trees, and that's all cool. I mean, I'm not when I say standard, I'm not like, saying it's not interesting. You can make really interesting jungle gyms and things like that. And that was, definitely an angle that I took with like the orangutan and whatnot at Elite Zoo North. But over here, I wanted to experiment with something a bit more. I wanted to experiment with something that had a story behind it, right? And for me, this like dig site really works because you can have, again, scaffolding, you can have ropes, you can have little, spots that have been dug out and spots that haven't been dug out. You could build a whole story, and that's what had me kind of excited, I guess, to take that approach here. And yeah, that's what I went with. And many of you in the comments previously in previous episodes have also mentioned like it'd be an interesting idea to explore. So it's been top of mind for me since before the series started, and then seeing people be interested in an idea like that in the comments has further I guess given me further confidence that people would want to see something like this. So definitely glad to see that. Now, before we actually get into the archaeology side of things, if we can even call it that, I decided to decorate this space a little bit. I just wanted to show a little bit of the idea I have for what's going to be happening here before it starts to feel abandoned or anything like that. Now, a lot of this is placeholder. A lot of this is just to again communicate the foundation. We'll be making a lot of changes, I'm sure. I mean, actually, I end up liking a fair bit of the gardening, if you will. Looks quite pretty, I think. Looks quite nice. But in terms of like the concrete walls, no windows, all that stuff is open for change for sure, because it looks a little bland right now. But I wanted to just get the idea out there, and in fact, not just that, but we are about to put in a bunch of monkeys. I wanted to make sure that they weren't able to escape. I wanted to make sure that I knew where I needed to put down structural pieces and things like that. So not only does it serve a functional perspective from the sense of like communicating the plan, but also testing the plan, I guess. I apologize if I sound a little all over the place. It'll make sense as you reach the end of the session. Strange tease, I know, but it'll all make sense. But yeah, so that was the initial thing I wanted to tackle. Also, I'll be completely frank, part of it was I was a little, I won't say apprehensive, but I was a little worried about executing the art that I'm about to execute, because I wasn't sure if the pieces that are available in the game were going to work the way I wanted them to, or the way I needed them to. So the idea here is, like in my head before it all started being established, it was almost as though the building, which I referred to earlier as the antechamber to this dig site, to me that's almost where, like, you know, some of the tools might have been kept, or like a temporary structure was built because it became such a big dig site that, you know, the archaeologists didn't want to drive 20 hours every morning to get to their dig site, so they built a temporary structure nearby, something like that. I don't know. I was just, you know, toying around with ideas. So that was the idea, and then the enclosure itself is going to be, it's going to have a lot of little elements that hopefully do a decent job of communicating the idea. Here you can see a massive struggle I was having with putting water down. There's some obstruction somewhere. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it's the animal, so we set that aside for after the time lapse, because I have to move the animal in order to do what I want to do is I want to get a long river flowing from the from Pachamama's garden over to this enclosure. But again, long story. We'll touch on that after the time lapse. I also, in my head, the idea is that the water in here, on that left side here, the water came through because maybe the archaeologists were a little too adventurous, and they, you know, dug a little too deep somewhere in a structurally weak spot, or, you know, it exposes a massive, like, room in a temple or something, so it was actually hollow where they thought it was solid or whatever, and there's a huge cave in, and that allows the water from the river to flow in as well. Like, again, just trying to put like a little element of story, I guess, everywhere with this enclosure. I've been so excited to execute this one for so long that I couldn't help myself. But here, for example, like, you'll notice, or at least based on just, like, you know, imagery that I've seen, you'll notice that dig sites will often be gridded off. They'll, like, be split up into grid sections, and they'll be roped off and cordoned off, and you'll have little, like, ladders and things like that, so that people can get in there and continue, you know, digging and dusting things off and just searching things, and they'll have, like, they'll mark down, like, where on the dig site something was found, and they use the grid to be able to place that afterwards. And I believe the grid is also used for, like, mapping afterwards. Like, if you ever look at a paper about a specific dig site, often they'll use those grid structures to build a map where, quote-unquote, anybody can read, so to speak. So I'm trying to kind of mimic that on this right side over here. You can see, like, building these little grids. I'm really quite pleased with how that's turned out, actually. I might swap the bamboo out for something else. I just figured, like, we're using a lot of bamboo in the area, so let's stick with that. Use the bigger one so that the rope can actually hide inside it. I'm pretty pleased with how it looks, but maybe I'll swap it out. Just throwing the thought out there. And then it actually comes time to start putting down some of these, like, ruin pieces, right? Because hey, if it's a dig site, you can't have a dig site without ruins. So rather than just building the one main piece I wanted to build, I also wanted to get some of these pieces down, because the South America DLC does have some really nice ruins pieces, thankfully. So just experimenting with that. And you can see again on that left side, I've got, like, a set of stairs. You know, maybe there was a part of the structure there that has now been, you know, collapsed or whatever. We'll develop this more. As with all of my time lapses, this one is no different. Even though I'm pleased with it at the end, it is not complete. I take it to about, I would say, 80% today. Get the animal in, test that stuff out, and then we're going to, wrap it up next session, as I tend to do with, especially with bigger builds. So now it's time to put down sort of the central piece of this dig site, of this archaeological dig. And I was looking around for inspiration. I actually got some great suggestions with regards to, the name is slipping my mind, Poetique? I forget now. Oh man, I apologize. I'll double check. But Quatlique, something like that. Nonetheless, it was a religious reference, but unfortunately, it was an Aztec religious reference. And unless I'm horribly mistaken in my history, the Aztec, while Mesoamerican, were entirely north of the equator. But that thought still played into how I was kind of developing the idea, and ultimately I referenced an Incan god instead. I referenced Incan faith, and I went with a depiction of Viracocha. And again, I apologize if I'm butchering any pronunciations. If you have a correction, feel free. I always welcome corrections to butchered pronunciations. But yeah, so this god, Viracocha, also known as Huiracocha, like Hui, Huiracocha, is the Incan god of, is the Incan creator god. So like basically as big as you can get with regards to religious figures. And one of the reasons why I was drawn to Viracocha specifically as opposed to some of the other options was because there are I was able to find good reference imagery of depictions of Viracocha, so that was a great first step. And the other is that there is actually a famous sculpture, a gold sculpture, which was, if I recall correctly, located at or found at Cuzco. And I know y'all love Cuzco, so I thought, why not? Let's add a layer there. But yeah, it's a relatively simple structure, but I was worried about executing it because it's so geometric and it has to be built out of something like stone, so I didn't know if I'd have the pieces, but it's actually pretty close. Some detailing on the face isn't so possible, but maybe I'll find a way to execute it. Overall, I mean, I'm really pleased with it actually. And if you look up Viracocha, again, you'll find a reference imagery, and you'll see what I'm trying to reference there. I've got like the head, and I believe it's supposed to be like sun rays coming out of the head. Though I believe there is a different god of the sun. Do a little bit more research in the pantheon. We've also got like two hands on either side. You can see like the feet and stuff. Obviously not right now because I'm busy building a barrier, but you can see the structure over there. It's got all the parts. I'm pretty pleased with the execution overall, and once we go in with that beauty pass, we're going to add those little details here and there, on the sculpture and around it as well, that I think will make it'll kind of sell the whole piece. But for now, that's the time lapse. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Let's go back to regular speed and continue our monkey business. All right, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and you know what? That one actually went a lot better than I'd initially anticipated. I wasn't sure how much luck I was going to have in trying to construct this little, shrine, if you will, but it's worked out a fair sight better than I'd initially anticipated. Now, as always, as I was saying earlier, this session itself, it's not finished. I'm at a point where I'm comfortable bringing the animal in. I want to do a little bit of a test drive, if you will, see if the monkeys are able to interact with the space as I'd like them to, and if we have confirmation there that they are able to, and we like how they're working with the space and moving around the space, then we're going to go in and finish not only this section off, but finish this section off as well. Again, a lot of this is temporary structure building right now, just to test out the limitations of Capuchin escape capabilities. I wish there were apes, not monkeys, escape abilities. There's an opportunity there. But nonetheless, point being, a lot of this is sort of a testing ground to make sure it's all working structurally and functionally. And we're going to get the animals in just a moment's time, and then we're going to finish this thing up after that. Not today, probably next session, but we've got the the foundations in place, as it were. And that same thing goes for up over here. And I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier in the session, so I just want to mention it really quickly before I forget again. But we're not leaving this as is. This isn't the complete form over here. What I might do is during the next beauty pass, come through and actually build patterns and develop this place to completion when we do our next beauty pass. So just wanted to clarify that, you know, this isn't done yet. It's not, yeah, just, I don't know. For some reason, during that time lapse, I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, did I mention that I'm not done here yet? Just to be clear, there's more work to be done there. But again, yes, it will be during a beauty pass where we will do that and hopefully like lighting and stuff as well. But for now, let's stay on task. One thing I want to do is I want to connect the river over here. We're going to have this like extremely long river network. But I believe I was unable to do that because we have an animal in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause, make this adjustment, and then bring the animals in. Or rather, actually, why not go ahead to animal trading? Let's unpause it, let the guests kind of roam around, let the game recalculate pathfinding and whatnot. And let's go ahead and get some monkeys first because... Wow, would you look at that? We have another gold star. Oh my god, available. Wow, those are some good stats. But sorry, what I was getting at originally is we are going to need to get the animals into, come on now, there we go, into quarantine, get them all, you know, sorted out that way. And I forget now, I wish this had the search feature as well. What is the full name of the monkey? It is the Colombian white-faced capuchin monkey. Okay, cool. Where are we? Animal trading. So we're looking for the letter C. C is for Colombian white-faced capuchin monkey. Imagine that being in your like alphabet book back in like elementary school. Now, this is unfortunate. No conservation credit options. That is quite a bummer, I'm going to be honest. But what are you going to do? It's DLC, and so with DLC, the case is often that people are super excited to get involved right when it launches, and then afterwards they decide they're done with it, people move on, not going to see as much activity. But at least we have Mercedes here, who has okay stats across the board. So let's go ahead and adopt Mercedes. And we might also get, I presume or assume this is pronounced Angel. I could never get it just right. Angel. Yeah, there's like that H-ish sound, I think. Anyway, point being, I think we can get a... Can't compare stats or anything. Can't compare mates. But looks like a decent set of stats. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead with you. Only starting with a pair. And then we'll you know, up the ante down the line when it's possible. Let's get him in a quarantine, shall we? It is quite unfortunate we only have the one quarantine space, but it's okay for now. We can add more later. It slows things down a little bit, but honestly, right now I could use the slowdown just a touch while we get other things organized, right? Namely the water system. So over to quarantine with you, and over to quarantine with... Where'd you go? You. Didn't I already send Mercedes in? I need to check again. My apologies. I should have checked over here. Okay, well, it looks like they're both headed over now. But just to be safe. I said just to be safe. I said just to be safe. Come on, game. Let me click. No? Okay, they've got to be headed to the quarantine, right? Otherwise, it would have let me click, I would assume. We'll find out, yeah. I think we're fine. And head, yeah. Alright, cool. The river. Go ahead and move you. Now, the reason why this happened is because we were messing around with the water. And when we continue to mess around with the water, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. Yeah, that's going to happen. Not a problem. Hang on, though. Hang on. Let's pause for a second here. Why am I seeing obstruction at the right height? Oh, come on. See, this is the kind of stuff that I just don't understand. Why are you obstructed up over here? No reason you should be. Everything is fine. We haven't changed anything. Nothing has changed, game. Why are you doing this to me? This stuff really bothers me, honestly. It's like it just it doesn't communicate clearly enough like what the problem is. All it says is obstructed. Or like, this is the height we were at beforehand. So we should be able to get back there. What's the problem? Maybe it's not on this side, maybe it's on this side? Can't imagine so. Oops. Let's see. Well, one way to test is obviously we can go to the terrain. We can go ahead and separate this. Maybe it is the problem on this side. Let's see. What's the deal over here? Maybe it's a problem on both sides. Okay, back to the terrain. Go ahead and cut you off. If I cut you off, will you let me? Yes. Okay, so the problem is somewhere on this side. That didn't seem to cut it off. Problem's got to be somewhere over here. Weird. Okay, let's go ahead and raise the train over here and check it out now. All right. Well, that works too. Is it because of the path? That shouldn't cause a problem. As you can see, we can put the water down over here just fine. When we do that, it becomes a problem. All right, let's see. A little bit of troubleshooting required here. And this is also weird. It's obstructed on this side. No reason for it to be. I always hate over, like, investing in this because I can only undo so many steps. Alright, let's see. I think we've gone far enough along that I now have to commit. If I dig you down over here, right? That allows the water through, as we had before. Right, that should be fine. What is the issue here? Oh, come on now. Okay, that works. The water goes how far? Up to about here. Okay, well that's why it works, because this isn't going to the other side yet. The moment it does, okay, maybe it is the barrier. I don't recall that being a problem in the past. It certainly is feeling like the issue right now. Okay, let's test it by dropping the terrain first. Really, that should be fine, but it is not. Alright. Let's go ahead and get rid of the path first. I feel like that's the easier thing to test. Okay, that did not solve the problem. Well, let's check this out. If I go ahead and raise the train over here, then what happens? Still obstructed. Interesting. Interesting. What is... Oh, you know what? No. The animals are not in here. Oh. Andes, listen. Why you gotta do me like that? I was like, wait a second. There was one spot that I haven't checked. There's one spot that I haven't checked. I just realized. I was like, oh, hang on a second. And now we're good, aren't we? So glad I did that before I went too far over the top. But some other animal, I think, has entered the zone. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Let's see. It's still not letting me put it down at the right height. All right, let's test this out. If I go ahead and... I mean, I could be wrong, right? Could be a bad assumption. Yeah, see, there's still an issue over here. Why, game? Why? Oh, interesting. So that's valid. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Doesn't like this. Sorry about this horrible inconvenience. This is one, again, like, This has been a problem since, in my opinion, like launch with this game. Is like it just does not clearly communicate some of the issues. You're nowhere near the water, so you're fine there. We should be fine over here. Water goes on. We should be fine over here. Again, let's process of elimination this again. If I raise you up over here, are we still good? We are. Yes, still good. Gonna just reduce this a little bit, or reduce, I mean drop, just so it looks a bit nicer. Okay. There, we're fine up to there. Let's go a little nuclear, I suppose. Hate doing it, but if I, well, sorry, first of all, if I put the water down over here, are you stopping over there? Let's see if the water gets down over here. It does. It does get past the rock, both rocks. Okay, get past, it gets past, sorry, all the rocks just fine. So, barrier. Get rid of you, I suppose. And what about now? Still obstructed. This is not supposed to be the challenging part of this game. Okay, what about barrier and the path? Still nothing. Straight. It's gotta be something over here, right? It's gotta be something over here. Raise this up a bit more. Is that gonna do the trick? Didn't think so. Oh man, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. I mean, let's go ahead and undo, get the path back and stuff. Not the path, it's not the barrier. Let's get all that done. Returned, rather. Come on. We good? We're good, okay. It's not the rocks and stuff. It's never been the rocks, so I'd be shocked if it's that. Go ahead and reduce this again. But yeah, we're too far gone into this now. We've committed. Game. What are you doing to me? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, let's try this again. Up over here. Not a problem. Gotta drop that properly. There we go. Back over here. Using these lily pads as my marker. Still not a problem. All right, so we're good up to here. Cool. Fantastic. Let's go right over here. Past the path, past the barrier, and we are... Now we have a problem. Gotta be this part, right? Let's see. Undo all of you. Gotta be this part. Okay, let's get you back. Drop you down. I'm just not sure. Yeah, what's doing it? Right, let's go ahead and edit. Feel like a definition of insanity situation over here. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you too. Didn't have to do this before, did we? And I mean, that hasn't solved the problem. What is going on here? All right. Just testing something out. And if this doesn't work, then I'll set it aside for now. We'll work around it for now. Okay. Immediately obstructed. Is the problem over here? That doesn't make any sense. Still a problem over here. Well, we've checked this space. This space is fine. It's over here somewhere. Oh my god. You know what? I'm done tackling this for now. Hopefully we can undo back to where some water's available. I'm not going to get water on both sides. Ah, it's frustrating. That's so frustrating. Don't think it's the construction pieces. Don't think it's... Because we're fine until we try to include anything past the barrier. I might just put down another water filtration system and make this, you know, make life a little bit simpler here. That's the most we can undo, by the way, so we can't undo any further. What a joke. This has been a problem, in my opinion, with the game since, like, launch. Again, those of you who are with us with Elite Zoo North will remember... Is it this? Is this the problem? No, it can't be. It's too far away. Too far away. You'll remember the struggle we had with water there as well. And I can't remember now for the life of me what the solution ended up being, but... Tell you one thing, nothing here seems to be working. No animals over here. We had such a good thing going. We had a good height and everything. It won't be the guests. It won't be the construction stuff. Nah, I don't get it. Shouldn't be this. This should be fine as well. Like, it's a fine... The reason why I'm, like, still stuck on this is because I want to get water to my animals. I don't want to, like, have them, you know, thirst to death. Is that the term? Would that be the term? Intensity upsize down. Build a block over here. Okay, that doesn't work. No surprise. Build a block over here as well. Now we've got water. Okay. Get rid of this. We're wasting so much money here as well, but don't really feel like I have a choice. Alright, we're fine. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Great. Fantastic. Drop you down. The moment we do that, we have a problem. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull you up over here. Right? Guaranteed we're fine over here, and we're probably fine over here. Yeah. So the game is telling me this is the problem zone, but it's not letting me fix it no matter what I do. Alright, let's get rid of the path again. Let's get rid of the path again. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Do I get rid of more of the path? That seems ridiculous. Let's go ahead and take a look at the barrier. No, I don't think I even need to adjust the barrier. If I just lift you up, right, I should just be able to drop all this down. No problem. Yeah, no, it's not gonna let me... Why? Why? Let's see, what could it be? That's fine, so it's not the barrier. Let me check something else, actually. If I can undo far enough back to get the rocks back down here. And the path, actually. I drop you down. Yeah, the path isn't the problem either. Then what is game? What is? Just tell me. Just tell me what it is. Tell me what I want, what you want me to change, and I'll change it. I feel like I'm in a relationship with this game right now. Like a bad one. Oh my god, alright, let's see. Drop you. Is that any better? Anything? Nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing. You? Are you the problem? Try that. That's the weirdest thing, is I don't remember changing anything. I don't remember changing anything over here. Between it working and now not. But this is the problem zone. Fine down here. The moment we get up here, it's a problem. Right. Like, my last guess is that this is the issue. Nope, still nothing. Raise the sides a little bit more, maybe. Still nothing. Alright, I'm just gonna adapt a different solution. This is ridiculous. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it is. And if you have an idea, then feel free to share. But I don't. And how long I'm gonna keep fiddling with this. It's literally been, I feel like it's been 10 minutes of me just trying to figure this out. And it makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. But it's okay, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna maintain the illusion. We're gonna put this water down over here, right? Great, fantastic. That looks like it's supposed to. Then we're gonna go ahead and get the crane raised over here as well. Just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Sure, cool, whatever. It works, I guess. Well, it works, you know what I mean. Go ahead and do that. Constructed, of course. No surprise there, considering this is where I expected there to be trouble. Because, I mean, yeah, this is completely different than what we had before. Well, I expected this to be trouble. Pushing you down. There we go. So wherein lies said trouble? Probably at the height of some of this stuff. Sometimes I just don't understand. The game does a terrible job of explaining what the issue is. Is it the path? I don't know. Maybe? Nope. Path did not change anything. Path back. Is it the train? Find out. Raise this a little bit. Want to add some monkeys. Just want some monkeys. Raise you a little bit as well. Pretty sure that's not the right height. It is not. Okay, well. That looks horrible, so we're going to undo that. Undo all of that. Put you down there. That continues all the way to where? Continues all the way, just doesn't go high enough. Fair enough. Okay. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. Alright. Here's what we'll do. Pull you up. Get you covered over here. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good height. On the other side, what we'll do is we'll add like a little waterfall thing, and again, I wanted to feel like it's hold on a second. Did you just let me? Yeah, it just let me get at the right height, didn't it? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Now, oh, okay, interesting. 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 How about now, game? Nope. Lets me get the right height on both sides. Unless, see, like, it's valid over here, right? But now it's not. That's hilarious. Wish there was an explanation. Alright, whatever. Wasting time. Wasting time. Sure. Do that. Got this over here. Yep. Nicely submerged as intended, as I desired. Now I just gotta figure out where to put down the water filtration system. This is just so silly. I just wish it would tell me what the problem is, and then I could fix it. Or at least go, oh, I see the logic there. Nothing I can do about it. But no, instead, I'm neither here nor there. I gotta find a place to put down this hideous water treatment plant that'll hopefully not bother my guests. Sure, here's what we'll do. There's still so much left to do for this enclosure. Just wanted monkeys. Just wanted monkeys. Go ahead and keep bringing you down. There we go. Yep, keep going over and around. Just the length a little bit. I'll just zoom out so we can actually see where we're going and turn off that angle snap. So I want to like loop around behind this thing. Up to maybe around here. I don't know if the water treatment over there will reach this far. I don't think so. I don't think so. Water treatment will not. It needs to be like at least over here, like right in the middle there. Right in the middle there. It's not the end of the world. We can work. I can work with that, I think. At least for now. At least for now. Keep you going up over here, up and around. Horribly inconvenient to reach, but it's a temporary solution. Solution is a strong word. Solution is a strong word. Alright, here. Water treatment. Where are we? What bothers me is, like, we're eventually going to push this way to get the rest of South America going, so this is Maybe when I have the patience, I'll go back and try and fix the old approach. But for now, in the interest of moving forward, in the interest of time, in the interest of not just being stuck dealing with a silly problem for the rest of the day, let's accept this solution. That will not work because I need power. Nothing in life is easy. Get our transformer down. There we go. That will work. Okay, great. This game. Gotta go ahead into the work zones. South America, add you to. And let me guess, I've broken this, haven't I? Go ahead and hit play. Where are you? No, it is intact. What's going on here? Oh, I see. You've decided to continue all the way there. Interesting. Interesting decision. Not what you were supposed to do. Okay. Rejig that. Right, you're connecting over here still. See, this should work though, based on what I've been told before. It should still work. Come on. Should be able to send animals in here. That's the true test, really. Nothing else matters. Oh, it's not registering this section as a part of the barrier. Why? Connected over here. Okay. I do that. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Deal with him later. Got enough issues right now. Come on now. Not the ideal approach, but the approach we're gonna have to take, it seems. Which is offsetting that fence just ever so slightly further in. Just to make this work. Come on now. Okay, there we go. There we go, and there we go. And we don't even know if this like will work, right? We don't even know if it's gonna cooperate when we get the animals in. Like, they might be able to climb out everywhere. In which case we'll have to go in and make some major changes. Alright, go ahead and shift you up. Should be good enough for now. We'll adjust the stuff later. That should be good enough for now. Hopefully that's this done. Yes, looks like it. Go to our zoo, go to our work zones, edit South America, and nope. Pretty sure it should be seeing it already. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's go ahead and try to move the animals in. No, it does not register. Why not? Oh, right. Does it need... one of these? Where'd you go? Because of course our employees can't use the same gates as the guests, because why would they? Why would they use a habitat guest gate? And put this over here because I assume it's uneven. Yeah, fair. I say fair, but I really mean, come on game, work with me here. Thought I saw... oh, yes, I see you. Yes, come on. Amazing. Excellent. Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. Not really, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Null barriers for you. Go ahead and delete that. Delete you two. Pull you back up over here. Hook you up over here. Hook you up over there. Great. The terrain can't be modified in here, I assume, right? It's too close. Too close. Well, let's see if the path even works, right? Because let's be honest, it probably won't. Your modification failed. Tunneling, no. Flattening, no. Nothing. Nothing's gonna work. Just hook me up, game. Come on. You really have to be so particular. You really have to be so particular. Also, is it facing the wrong way? Because that would be hilarious. No, it's not. It's not. Okay, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get that done. hate this uneven nonsense. Like, is it though? Is it really, game? You can tell when I get frustrated with the game, as is happening right now. Just like the little things that have to be, I wouldn't even call it perfect, because what the game is asking for isn't by any means perfect in a realism sense, so it's not like I can use the real world as my reference point. It wants it to be how it wants it to be. With zero, like, I don't want to call it concession, but room for flexibility. Let's pop you down over there. Let's see if the path will attach. Like, what is that mess? Why would it allow that, but not what I wanted to do earlier? How does that make any sense? It doesn't. Anyway, enough of me rambling and ranting and raving. Fine, it's not the end of the world. Except I'm running out of patience here. Okay. Really want to do this game? Get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Alright? Cool. Go ahead and get our habitat gate. Where? Over here? It doesn't make any sense. Why would it fit? And I agree, it shouldn't fit. Up your length. Angle snap. Come on. Right, curved slopes needs to be turned on. There we go. Alright. Stop your tunneling. Problem is that it will not allow me to hook up over here. Fair enough. Can I hook up over here? I can. That's probably what we'll do. Kind of not exactly what I wanted, but honestly at this point, take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. Over here, you're over here. Yep. Where's my habitat gate? Can I... Come on. Come on now. We've got this. It's gonna feel great when it's done. It's gonna be fantastic when it's done. Man. I'm just about out of patience. I'm very close to calling it a session. I'm not gonna lie. Very close to calling it a session. You won't let me connect here. Should have just gone with something simpler. Not overcomplicated everything. When will I learn? Never is the answer to that question. Like, why not just go and, like, I don't know, dump this somewhere over here or something. Or over here. It looks terrible and I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Get rid of all this. This is just getting in the way. Get rid of all that. Get rid of you too, alright? Go ahead and put you down over here. Surely this will work. No, of course not. Why would it? What are you snapping to? Rage. Rage against the machine right now. Alright, come on now. Put all this back, alright? Go ahead and edit this. Get rid of you. Trying to uneven for placement. Are you... There. God. Sometimes I swear. Obviously it's the wrong way around. It's like, what good does that do me? Alright. Take a breather. Take a breather. Calm down. Everything's fine. Gravel? No, it's not gravel. What is this? Hexagon? No, it's not. Everything is fine. I'm not having trouble finding what I need. Block path. Okay. Oh, we're fine. How is that flattening the terrain game? Box is checked. There we go. Okay, stuff. Fantastic, beautiful, exactly what I wanted. Going absolutely smoothly, nothing to worry about at all. Everything is excellent, everything is amazing. It's fantastic. Go ahead and get our little habitat gate over here. Face the other way. There's... Almost. Almost there. It doesn't want me to place it. Why? How does that make any sense? It's flat. It's completely flat. Oh my god, I'm so not okay with that. That is such a hot mess. I am so not okay with that. Come on. Just move you in. It's gonna be like panel too short. Game's always gotta have something to complain about. That doesn't work for me. Alright, need to get rid of that little gap there. Gonna kill me. Okay. Yeah, there's no other spot unless I expand this further right now. Really not what I was planning on doing. Animal has escaped. Of course you've escaped. Alright. Just about done with this game right now. Can't. Raise you up, can I? No, because you can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. The water, I assume. Okay. Alright. Go and get the water back. Letting me go even higher now. Don't need that in my life. Fine. Okay, good stuff. Get our gate down. Can't face this way, obviously. Habitat cleanliness is a disease risk. Where? All these problems coming up right now. Why? Has the keeper not come through? Clean this mess up. Please and thank you. There's no reason for them to stop interacting with that space. That makes absolutely zero sense. Absolutely zero sense. Alright, over here. Minimal length. Habitat gate. Rain's uneven. Okay. Go ahead and flatten. Right. About as flat as it can get. Go ahead and get that done again. There we go. Animals escaped. From where? You. Get back in here. I'm not ready for how many escapes we're gonna see with the the monkeys. It's gonna be terrible. Because to me, that's where the struggle was supposed to be. That's where it was supposed to be tough. Is like, oh yeah, I know I've overdone the walk through space. That's where the struggle was supposed to be. Instead, we got this mess. Why are you able to escape? I don't understand that. Like just the one spot over here they're able to get out from. Check again. Oh, you know what? It's gotta be, no, it's not. This thing goes all the way to there. How does that make any sense? Same thing that's blocking them everywhere else. For some reason, is failing to block them over here. How does this make any sense? It works everywhere else except for here. I see you. I see what you're doing. Don't try it. I can't be bothered right now. We'll find a better solution for this later. There. Magic rock appears. It's just wild. Alright, whatever. It worked, quote unquote. I don't like that. Where's this piece? Get you over here, you're not gonna fit nicely, are you? Of course not. Why would you? And the game doesn't even have any pieces that fit like these smaller segments. Guess you kind of work. Do this for now. Okay. Done. Get this barrier one more time. Edit this barrier one more time. Why do you have to bring the whole thing with you? I just don't. None of it makes sense. There. Alright. Done. Are we? I hope so. They can kind of escape from over here, but hopefully... Well, first of all, let's go ahead and connect this path. Sure. Seal this off. Right? Like... Now we've got the problem where they have to go all the way around. I mean, okay, here's what we maybe can do. Where is... It's over here, isn't it? Like, we could make... this kind of a thing. I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm honest. Your modification failed. Dude. There, we can do this kind of a thing. The path can continue on. Like, I want it to be a bit of a bridge type thing or whatnot. That's fine. And again, it's not gonna have this, like, cave vibe to it either. That's all temporary. I feel so, like, forced into this situation right now. Don't like it. We'll make it work. But at present, don't like it. There. Like, it's such a roundabout way to get over here. Starting here, they go all the way around there to get over here. That is not what I was hoping for. At all. Gotta find a way to get them up over here. Like, maybe like this kind of a thing. This kind of a thing. I don't like having this path over here like this is the other unfortunate thing. I don't know how we'll get in there. We'll have to think about it. This will need to be rejigged a little bit, the staff connection. Maybe I just need another staff room and stuff. I'm done dealing with that, though, for now. Honestly, we're going to have enough trouble seeing the animals struggle with escapes. By which I mean me struggle with the animals escaping, and this episode has gone on for way too long. So let's get these animals in. I want to go have dinner, because I'm starving. This has been 3 hours of recording. Oh my god. It wasn't supposed to be. I just want to see if the monkeys are able to interact with the space properly, and then I will happily call it a session. I apologize, folks, for the level of upsetness I have expressed today, but I'm sure you understand all the little things. That was just a comedy of I wouldn't call it errors, but just like really frustrating moments. Oh my god. One thing after another. Anyway, it's fine for now. We'll just need to figure out how to, oh man. I think next session we're going to spend a lot of time cleaning up this kind of mess over here, because that's a hot mess. That is a hot mess. But hey, at least we're making money. Silver lining, 900 guests making money. I was able to largely just not have to pay attention to anything, and things were fine, except for the llamas pooping everywhere. As they do. Why are you just standing there, man? Are I meant to get into this habitat? Through there. That's how. Through here. Absolutely loving this job. What, because you're just standing around doing nothing? Fair. Fair. You guys coming here with animals? No. Why is this broken already? Hopefully. Yeah, I think it's too far away to affect people's happiness. Can't see the radius, but hopefully it's fine. Jeez. Alright, let's go ahead and, while we're waiting for the animal to arrive. Oh, animal has arrived. I was just gonna, like, do this, basically. Because, again, this is not going to be a little cave thing. It's going to be open. So, why not? There. We'll deal with the nuance later. For now, go ahead and pause this. What's your problem? Why are you... Can't reach here? Oh, right. That's fair. That's on me. South America. Go ahead and add you. Done. 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 Yeah, that didn't take too long, as I initially anticipated, I guess. But where's my monkey? There he is. Where are you making a beeline to, and are you about to escape? Wow. You know what? This is a lot better than I'd initially anticipated. Need to get rid of these trees. Those are escape routes. This seems to be an escape route, even though these are all climbable. For some reason, it's only registering those. It hasn't registered these or anything, which is a bit of a bummer. Let's see if it'll refresh. There we go. Now it's registered all of them. Only these ones over here are considered escape routes. Oh, you know what it's got to be? It's got to be the actual barrier itself. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Not a problem. That is an easy fix. That is an easy fix. I shouldn't say that, really. I'm just jinxing myself. There we go. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. What else? Where else can you escape from? Up top, right? No surprise there. They can escape from up over here. I expect that as much... they can get out. They can get out from here. See, this is where it becomes a bit of a problem. I assume they're not going to have any issue climbing over these either. Because you can roll over those just fine with like a wheelchair or whatnot, so... hoping that will block them off. Nah. Can't raise it too high, because that kind of breaks the point. Where'd you go? Where? Folks, we've got issues. We knew we would. We knew we'd have issues. They're solvable. We're gonna solve them next time. I have to call it a session. This one's gone on for far too long. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed us adding... I mean, I'm really pleased with the structure. I'm really happy with how it's come together from an experiential perspective. I'm hoping the animals are able to, yes, climb these. I want to add like a resting space up top or something, have them climbing around there. We got to get their food and stuff, of course. Like, that stuff's not been done yet. I could very quickly, of course... oh yeah, good, they can get down over here as well. I could very quickly go in and say, Capuchin Monkey. I like the musical keyboard, because that's amazing. Go ahead and put you down over here. Go ahead and get you some food enrichment as well. I like the suspended forager. You actually put it up over here. Give the animal an incentive to come up over here. And we need a bigger social group, of course. I should have been getting them before I even began this time lapse today and this session, in fact. But it is what it is. Where are you headed, buddy? They're so cute. They're so cute. Oh, it's okay. Good to see they're able to kind of get around this stuff. I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and they're able to climb. That's really all the confirmation I needed that this space is working as it's supposed to. Now, we're losing out on a lot of donations and stuff like that. We're losing out on a lot of education as well, the longer we let this continue. But, I think I should call it a session here. Are you gonna go up the stairs? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna make so much money. Also, they're just adorable. Look at that. Look at that cutie. How can you stay in a bad mood when you got this looking back at you? Honestly. I am very happy with how this has gone overall. Where's the other one? Where is our other friend? Animals. Down here. I mean, they can climb the stuff I wanted them to climb. The guests are flooding. I need to get education boards and stuff down. But, folks, that'll be next time. I'm calling it a session here. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like the idea we've got going on. We'll give it another pass next session when we try to execute that to completion. For now, though, again, if you had a good time, let me know. If you had a terrible time, let me know. Can't help myself. Sometimes this game is just broken in some ways. It's very frustrating. But I apologize. Next session, we'll come in with a cool mind, get all this stuff sorted out, make sure it's working properly, because otherwise it's going to give us lots of headaches down the line, and we want to avoid that. Plus, maybe we do a little beauty pass, finish that area off, maybe do a little bit of work over here as well, make some progress across the board. It'll be good times. It'll be good times. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.